subscribe, like, and share.
Yeah.
Alright, everyone, it's day 10 and it is morning and we woke up a little early, so I got to do my son's hair and my daughter got to practice her dance steps. Then after dropping them off, I headed over to school and once again up the stairs because we have to get in our cardio one way or another. And straight up to wait for the bus. And today was a very gloomy morning. It wasn't sunny. There was no sun at all. It was a very gloomy morning. And then this was me walking towards class. I showered that morning, so my hair was still wet and still gloomy. And this was after class. It was getting a little bit hot. Still a little bit gloomy, but it was getting hot. I signed up that morning for an event at the Career Center. And I thought my class ended at 12, so right now I was on my way to the Career Center because I was like, I gotta get there. And I wanted to see, I think they had a workshop on Handshake, which is the app that they use for work, for jobs. There's a Career Center, but then I got there and I realized that it was just 11, so I was an hour early. Since I was an hour early, I decided to go get something to eat. So I was craving a Whopper Jr. and I was looking at all these names. And I got a coffee because my throat isn't feeling very happy right now. So yeah, I needed something warm. Oh, and the Zone was closed where I usually get my tea. So they were gonna have some yoga and I wasn't able to get tea, so I got a coffee at Burger King. And then after I ate, I went, they took a long time at Burger King. There was a lot of people waiting for their food. So by the time I was done eating, it was time to go check out the workshop. And I got to learn a little bit about the Career Center and a little bit more about the Handshake app that they have. And then I was walking towards the main gym. There's Sun God. And yeah, I was planning on going to the main gym, but I had to use the restroom and I didn't want to go all the way to the gym, so then I just went to the bathroom and I went to the other gym that was closer to the car just because I only had like less than an hour to work out. And I got on this treadmill that was super loud. It was the loudest machine I've ever used, and it's like it had like tire looking on the floor, like where you run. It was an interesting machine. But yeah, it's just me running, and I was trying to take off the Bluetooth so that you could hear how loud this machine was. And when I lifted up the inclination, it was even louder. I was like, whoa. And I was like, oh, let me go to the last machine because I don't want nobody seeing me, and totally defeated the purpose because this machine was so loud. But almost everyone wears headphones or earbuds all the time, so I don't think people really noticed. And then, I just did it for 10 minutes, and then I went to lift some weights. And after that, I walked to the car, and that's me all sweaty, walking down to the car to pick up my son's clothes. I forgot to get his, diaper bag. It's not a diaper bag anymore because he doesn't wear diapers, but his diaper bag. I forgot to get, extra clothes for him, just in case. But yeah, I went straight home after leaving the parking lot. And then after I grabbed the clothes, I went to my son's school, and I was there pretty early, so I parked and I decided to record a little bit of something. Okay, so tomorrow is going to be Thursday, October, just wanted to show off my nail. October, what day is it? I don't even know what day it's today. 9? Tomorrow's the 9th. Is it the 9th? Yes. So tomorrow is going to be October 9th, and we're going to have a career fair at school. And I am going to go and check it out. And I'm going to see who I can find. Going to try to talk to as many employers as I can. I want to find a job that's not just a job or a career. I want to, I don't want to be just moving around anymore. I just want to stick to one spot, and I want this place to be the place where I grow, the place where I move up and leadership positions, and the place where I retire. That's what I want to look for, but I want to find a place that is, how do I say it? That has a good work-life balance, that is okay with me maybe leaving early one day because of my children's sports or their dance or school or something, and doesn't judge me for that. I have had bad experiences where I asked for the day off. I asked for it 2 months before the date, and they were like, why doesn't she know she's supposed to not have a job, not have a life when she works here? They didn't know I was overhearing them because I was in the room next door and they were speaking really loudly, and so I turned in my sheet, and then they were like, what does she want that for, the day for? And it was just for dance, and I could hear them talking about why I was asking for the day, and it was just annoying because I was still in I was beginning to let go of having to work. How do I say this? So before that, I felt like I had to be devoted to work, and I had to give them my time and my life and everything. And so I was always like, yes, can you stay over? Yes. Can you work extra hours? Yes. Can you come in on your days off? Yes. So I was very this is very important. I need to keep this job. I want to move up. And so I was just trying to seem like this awesome employee, right? But during this time, I was at the time where I was just that's not really that much important anymore. And I want to, since I am a mom, I want to make sure that I give my daughter my time, because it's not fair for her that I am working and I'm always not around for her events and for her different things. And so I I was like, I'm going to start putting in requests, which I didn't do. So when I started doing this, they were like, I'm like, what's wrong with her? Like, she's not supposed to be doing this, even though they were, there's already like not policies, but like there were certain steps that you would take to be able to take days off or to switch your days around. And this was one of the ways that you can take a day, by requesting it in advance and putting it in and whatever, I was doing the right thing. So yes, so I want a job that's not going to judge me and that's not going to make me feel bad or try to make me feel bad or try to question me, like, why, or like, why are you asking for these days off? Because it's something that now is very important for me, that I need to make sure I find a job that does, or a career, a position, something that allows me to do that. And yes, I'm excited for tomorrow to see what's gonna happen, to see who's there. I just looked at the list today of the different employers that are going to be there, and one of them was I had applied for this job with the state, I think. With the state, it was about like taxes, and I had accepted the role, and I had already interviewed, and they were giving me the offer. They offered me the job, but I couldn't take it because of the work hours. I had to be available from like 8 to 5 or something like that. And it was going to be work from home, but I had to be available during those times. And during those times I couldn't, because I had to take the children to school and because I was also still going to school. So there was like no flexibility with that. So that's one of the jobs that I'm thinking I can go into, because it has to do, it's a state job, and taxes goes along with my math. My math interest. My interest is still in math, and I think that would still be a good job if I were to look for jobs. I also saw some jobs that I don't want to go into, like with the YMCA. I don't think, but I don't know if there's anything there for me. But yes, I'm excited for that. And oh yes, another thing that I wanted to share from my previous job was that one of my supervisors, I shared with him the story of me overhearing my coworker, my supervisors talking about, why am I asking for a day off, like that I overheard them. I told another supervisor that's way older. He was really close to retiring. He was a really older man. And he told me kind of the same thing, like, you don't need to be at all of your daughter's dances. And so I was kind of like, yeah. And he was like, I grew up with my mom. She was a single mom, and she never went to any of my basketball games, and she never learned how to drive, so she was always taking the buses to work and to picking me up from schools, and so she was always hardworking, and she never went to any of my basketball games, and I turned out fine. And so yeah, that was just something that just made me kind of like made me think, like, is this really the environment that I want to work in? Like, that's kind of like the culture of, like, why are you asking for these days off, and like, you're supposed to come to work and be at work on your work days, even if it's Saturday evenings, even if it's Saturday mornings, even if it's
Like, it just, I don't know, it was kind of a bummer for me to hear those things, because there were a lot of single moms working at that place, and I think they should be, single parents should be allowed to go see their children's events or their children's games, dances, whatever things they have going on. But yeah, I'm not there anymore, so I'm glad I'm away from that environment. But I don't want to go back to an environment like that, so that's something that I look forward to, talking to these different companies and see what they say or what they give me, what kind of answers they give me.
And then we headed over to pickup time for my daughter, and it was crochet time. And I wish I can crochet this fast. One day I'll be able to crochet this fast and make everyone all the things they want. Right now we're on, there's a list, and yeah, there's a lot of things I need to finish. A lot of crochet projects, but I like this project that I'm doing right now because it makes me feel like I am actually working on it, and even if it's like so long and it's so many like so wide that I have to do, it just makes me feel good about doing a little bit at a time. Something that I haven't felt in a while with crochet. And then it was dance time, and my child is somewhere in there. And yes, dance class, and now they have little signs with the cost of all the little things that they sell, which is really cute. It's something that I wish for all dance teachers, dance studios. This is really nice. Like, I hope everyone can get their studios and make them look however they want, like, you know, like this, like very like organized and pretty, and yeah. So yeah, I just wish that for all of the dance teachers out there. And then we had salmon and fried rice for dinner. Very delicious. And yes, week 2.